It has a unique tabletop runway.
A tabletop runway, you can imagine a hill. If you slice off the top of the hill and create a level ground, build a runway on that. These are typically safe tabletop runways, provided you have enough safety margin on all sides of the runway. Now you have downslope of the hill on all sides, so you have to cater for the worst eventuality of an aircraft running off the sides of the runway or before or after the end of the runway. So you have to give certain level ground for the aircraft to stop on the sides before or after. So these are certain aspects which need to be there, which are not totally compliant in Kozhikode. The Vande Bharat flight approached on runway 28, the westerly runway, possibly could not see the runway, sight the runway due to low clouds, and decided to discontinue approach, attempt again from the other side, opposite side of the runway, wherein there was probably a higher possibility of sighting the runway. When you switch the side of the approach, you have winds in the unfavorable direction. The aircraft is traveling faster than you expect, which means it will require longer landing distance to stop the aircraft. You have a low clouds ceiling, which means that you will sight the runway later than expected. The approach lights are not there. The approach lights basically guide you from a distance to the beginning of the runway. So you are kind of blind, leading to the runway. The center line lights are not there, which means you have to pay more attention to staying on the center line. Now, on a tabletop runway, typically at night, there are no lights in the surrounding area. So that is called a black hole effect. If there are no surrounding lights, which means the pilot sees the runway as if it is floating in midair. It is difficult for him to judge a profile of the runway when he takes over visually. So this could have resulted in a longer landing distance. So the winds are pushing the aircraft and the cloud ceiling is low. You break through the cloud ceiling suddenly. You don't have much time. You are under pressure to make it a successful landing. The runway is wet, slippery. The end of the runway is not as per the requirements to stop the aircraft at a high speed. So everything goes against you. So this is a typical case of Murphy's law when all the factors are against you, which leads to an accident.